Hello. My target learners are students at the ELI here at UMBC, so they're college age, often about to go to U.S. universities, and they're taking English classes in preparation for the TOEFL or college classes. I have not had great success with writing feedback. I don't know if some of you know Gabriella. She's also in the program, and I once was complaining to her about all the hours I was spending marking up my students' papers, and she said, "And do you know what they do with your precious feedback? They probably throw it away." And it's true. I saw students taking the papers that I spent hours and hours working on and putting them in the trash as they walked out the door. So that was disheartening, but after this week's reading and lecture, I learned that I've been doing everything wrong. All the suggestions in the books and the articles and the lecture, I basically do the opposite. So, I fix the students' errors for them. I try to fix everything all at once. I give a lot of feedback on the final draft and not a lot on the preliminary drafts. And I use vague editing symbols. And and I hedge. I come from publishing where you can't just like tell authors to fix things. So sometimes my comments to students are like, you might consider changing this sentence to whatever. But I guess it's different with students and professional authors. So yeah, they haven't responded well to my feedback. I use rubrics sometimes, or almost always I use rubrics. For writing assignments, but I feel like they're more for me than for the students. A lot of the rubrics are just like ELI rubrics, not ones that I've created myself, although I have created some myself, but I make comments on the rubrics and in the categories for grammar and organization, but I'm not sure they understand. So I just love so many of the suggestions in the reading, which basically say to do the opposite of what I've been doing. I like the idea of being very specific and also having the students actually do something with the feedback, so they're not just getting it and tossing it in the trash can as they walk out of the class. I do use peer feedback. I do peer review, but I don't do the PQP, and I really like that idea. And I also tell students to make corrections, which I think that they don't trust themselves and they don't trust each other really to make corrections. But I really like the suggestion of giving them specific questions to answer about other students' writing, and then to give them a grade for a peer review form. I think that's a really good suggestion. One thing that was in the Reynolds chapter was, asking the question, what will have the greatest impact on the paper's effectiveness? So I think that's a good thing to keep in mind. And also the idea that writing assignments are not ends in themselves. They're part of a larger academic process. So just sort of to keep that in mind and give really specific feedback. I think I have to take my time and really think about, why the students are making the errors and think about, what's going to have the greatest impact. And then for my question, I'm wondering about progress, seeing progress, and how to help students see that they're making progress. And I don't know if anybody has any suggestions for kind of tracking the sort of errors that students are making, or tracking how they're improving. I'd love to hear that, because I think it could be really effective to show students, these are the kinds of errors that you were making, and now you're not, but you're making these other errors. Thanks.